Hello, and welcome back to the OC Pokemon Podcast. My name is Matthew, your Pokemon Dungeon Master, and this is going to be the TLQ DL for episode 17. Again, the quality for all these episodes is going to be bad, and so I wasn't too happy with the quality of any of this arc, unfortunately. Again, we're recording on a phone. I think it was a new phone too. I think we're using Haley's phone, which is an older model, as opposed to Austin's phone. We're ghetto. We're just ghetto as fuck, and you're gonna have to hang in there for me until you can get to the buttery stuff. But let's hop into the episode. This is the TLQ. Titled this "Expect the Unexpected."
Hello, I'm Professor Dogwood, and also Matthew's, Austin's, and Haley's actual grandmother, or as they call me, their Mima. And I, as the leading professor here, welcome you to the OC region, where I study the longevity of Pokemon and the mysteries behind it. And you're listening to the OC Pokemon Podcast, an actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast with Pokemon as the theme. Join Matthew as the Pokemon Dungeon Master.
I'm sorry for being useless.
Haley as Kurt Mitt.
What?
What do you do?
I'm not gonna do shit. Bye.
Bianca as Abigail Adler. Ginny as Ginny Edagawa.
That's 320s in a row.
And our special guest, Jaime.
It's a gold nose special. He looks ugly as fuck.
In their fight against the evil company, baaaiiii, their inner demons, legendary Pokemon, and tragic backstories as they set off to save the OC region and quite possibly the world. We hope you enjoy, and thank you for listening.
So the party had found a bale of Shuckle and decided to ultimately fuckle with Shuckle. Yes, I use the same joke. It's a good joke. Leave me alone. Rigid Bridges. This is quality content. You're gonna have to trust me, all right? Rigid Bridges, I use the same joke twice. Perfect, great. This is why you listen. But back to the players. Abigail and Victor caught some Shuckle before discovering an ominous tunnel thanks to Kurtz Monferno's bright tail. This tail illuminated this small cozy shelter to reveal this strange tunnel that seemed to have been eaten away in a worm-like fashion. I'm sure you Pokemon fans knows where this is going. It was big enough for the party to line up two across, and with the danger of running into the 17 assholes from baaaiii outside, they headed into this tunnel. As they walked down this unnaturally but naturally made tunnel, they could hear the sound of distant rumbling as they ventured down this slowly declining tunnel, with Monferno guiding the way. All seemed well, until an encounter check forced the group to make dexterity saving throws. Ooh, suspense. The rumbling seemed to be sporadic until Matthew got a natural one.
I'm sorry for being
all the way to the deepest part of the goddamn tunnel they were in. So Kurt, Abigail, and Victor were unable to save him as he fell past them to not be seen again for a while. And another luck check revealed that Abigail, obviously getting the lowest, was at risk of whatever was approaching the party here. Shelgon, with her natural 20, was able to get Abigail out of the way. However, Reggie the Beedrill, Sage the Caracosta, and Dobbin, the Shelgon, were caught in the incoming train that is an Onix. This wild Onix was burrowing through its home and crashed into the party's Pokemon. Jaime, the player, quickly reminded that Abigail could use a wide guard to protect them from this head-on collision. So Caracosta quickly put up a shield for Reggie and Shelgon, only for them to disappear into the earth with the giant head of the Onix. The party split up, with everyone but Kurt following after the Onix. Kurt decided to look for Matt and rendezvous with the party after they found their friend. Kurt wandered deeper into the dark, narrow cavern, only to find some sandshrews. There was one particularly tiny sandshrew that Kurt fixated on, but was unable to catch it with a great ball, rolling too low, and it fled immediately. I know, very anticlimactic. Sorry. However, the gang, Abigail, Victor, and Jenny, was now discovering a huge rocky tunnel junction site where there lied 13 of these massive Onix-made tunnels. A sight that would make all those with tychophobia shiver with disgust and fear. And tychophobia is basically when you see, just thinking about it makes me ugh. But it's like seeing a bunch of holes in like a material, like something very porous. Think of like a sponge, it's got a bunch of holes in it. It's very, and sirens. I swear this is like a good neighborhood. Like, we're just next to a main street, and we just had a new person in the Discord like when I react to these sirens. So yeah, here you go, Wally. Fuck the sirens. Fuck those sirens. I hate them so goddamn much. Where were we? Tachophobia. Abigail and Jenny had a quick fight as Abigail attempted to storm off, while Victor and Jenny tried to decide what was going to be the best solution while not getting lost or wasting time. Jenny told Abigail to wait, and Abigail argued that if push comes to shove, she would rather actively try to save her Pokemon rather than wait around and think of a solution. Actions to Abigail spoke louder than words. Jenny understood her sentiment, but still believed that if they work together, they can find out what tunnel has any abrasions, scratch marks, or any indications that might show where the Pokemon were taken. Abigail and Jenny were just fighting back and forth, and Abigail finally used that classic line, just lashed out by saying, "You're not my mom!" The two continued to fight while Jenny's Turtwig and Charmeleon were working together to make a huge bonfire to create enough light to show all the tunnel's features and entrances. And Victor was enjoying the drama with a sandwich. But he eventually took out his Altaria, and with its beautiful bird song, the giant cloud dragon bird thing sang a tune that hauntingly echoed through the terrestrial chambers. The song echoed throughout all the tunnels, able to enchant enemies and put them in a more persuasive state to oblige, and was even able to affect the Sandshrews that Kurt was battling. This allowed the Sandshrews to find out where the song was headed from, and Kurt was able to rejoin the group from one of the 13 tunnels, only for Kurt and the rest of the group to see many Pokemon emerge to bask in the underground operatic performance. So again, it's a very big sort of pocket in this sort of tunnel system. So think of it like a stop in like a subway system, I guess would be a good way to put it. Big ceilings, a lot of tunnels. It's just a big old intersection between all the tunnels. The Pokemon would fall into a trance, and some would succeed on a saving throw, but immediately fall back under its spell, allowing the party to basically grocery shop for Pokemon that they wanted on their team to join them. I had the party roll for a new shiny mechanic that I introduced this arc, and if the party rolled an 80 or higher, with Matthew included, they would encounter enough shinies for all of them. They were able to turn one Larvitar into a small group of shiny Larvitars, one for each of them. They quickly nabbed those. Jenny caught herself an Aran, Victor caught himself a Nosepass and a shiny Solrock, Abigail caught herself a Sandshrew, a Donphan-sized Phanpy, and Kurt caught a Phanpy, Lunatone, and Solrock. They even had a performance featuring the Minecraft cover of, I think it's Baby Tonight, for the Lunatone. And you know what?
Oh man! So we begin the side to side.
All the while, the party were having a field day with Altaria Song and catching Pokemon. The familiar rumbling of the earth came back, and the Onix emerged with the Shelgon, Reggie, and Sage, the Caracosta, all flying in. Sage's wide guard held true throughout the entire ordeal, and the Pokemon had miraculously not taken any damage on their new journey. However, the song had begun to let the very tip of the Onix horn to glow with a radiant rainbow, something similar to a Megastone. A raw, untouched, and unrefined Megastone that was reacting to Altaria. Victor humbly asked to take the stone from the Onix, whose responses were very confusing, but Victor was finally able to get consent for taking this unrefined Megastone into his hands, and it began to react with his Altariite, I think that's how you say it, Altariite, a gift that was given to him during his Unova journey. Now, normally the Megastones come as a sort of small marble, small beta marble. This is Alpha Chad. This is Alpha Chad Megastone, okay? I want to get that very clear. So this is a big hunkin' rock versus, I'm going to go play marbles down by the soda fountain. No. Big chunkin' raw Megastone ore. Like you hold it in your hands, you're like, damn, this is a hefty fucking thing. I'm making hand gestures while I'm fucking recording. That's how big this thing is. That's how hefty this thing is. So this hunk of rock was at least a 10-pound gemstone with the mega symbol inside. It appears to have lodged itself into the Onix's head during its travels, and in this unrefined state, it was leaking just raw mega energy that would go past the normal limits for a regular refined megastone. Victor held this giant, brilliant gemstone that seemed to leak light out of its natural geode surfaces, and Altaria began to undergo a mega evolution after I had Jaime roll a mega check, and he rolled a 19. We'll touch on that in a little bit later, but that's going to be important. Undergo a mega evolution unlike the normal Altarias. This Altaria began to glow at least 5 times in size as the fluffy, friendly clouds it has for wings grew into clouds that could rival cumulonimbus clouds in comparison. Their body turned darker, and what seemed like blackened storm clouds. Arcs of lightning caught between the new huge wings and the percussion of rumbling thunder, introducing the definitely much stronger Pokemon. Victor was definitely entranced by his new Pokemon, his little Swablu that was unable to fly before, now in this new powerful form of a storm like dragon Altaria. This Mega Altaria was now like a harbinger of storms, using lightning and thunder as its new weapons. A new weapon to help take down Kubrai after an unfair battle, and the party headed to where Shelgon stewed in their shell as they envy the Dragon Fairy Mega Pokemon that is flying around, making some very meta jokes about how unfair the situation is against him and his own dream of flying. Now, here's the catch. The catch to this unrefined Megastone was the fact that Victor could use a bonus action to attempt to Mega Evolve the Altaria with a natural 19 or 20. Now, I made this really hard just because Jaime, after playing with him for some years now, he has this really insane ability to just pump out natural 20s in, like, it's insane. Like, I don't think I've played a game with Jaime like as like a fellow player with his own dice where he doesn't get at least 3 natural 20s. He'll like throw his hands up and just be like, I didn't ask for this. But, you know, and it's literally insane. So I thought he would have no problem with this. So that's why I made it so hard. So no haters, okay? No haters. The party ended up hearing footsteps coming from a tunnel, and I revealed it was Matthew, who was A-okay. Even saying that during his fall, he found an exit to escape the labyrinth they had all discovered. He didn't have any broken bones. I feel like he should have a broken bone. Okay, I rolled a d20 online on my computer, and yeah, I got a 9. So he has a broken arm. He's got a fucking broken arm because he's a dumb fucking idiot. That's funny, right? Anyway, found the exit. They exited the cavern after collecting all the Pokemon they wanted, and found themselves in a scarlet valley full of craggy rocks, aggressive hills, and an ominous building hidden in the shadows behind the largest hill. Dimension lights were seen, peeking from the dark shadow, as well as a spotlight and some guards patrolling the nearby area. As the sun set on this part of the adventure, our friends had a long way to go before taking down anything here, especially when the entire fucking company is on high alert. And little did they know how hard the first hurdle would be and what monsters awaited them inside. And that's where we'll end this TLQDL. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. I hope you don't mind if I do type these out. This one was a little bit more natural, so I don't need to edit it as much. You can hear me get more frustrated with myself as I try to read, and my brain just goes real dumb, and I can't fucking read, and I wrote the damn thing. Literally, okay, so if you want to know my experience, and if you're a listener and you like the content, just know I am the Winnebago guy. If you haven't seen it, the video, go on YouTube, just look up the Winnebago man or Winnebago guy, and it's just him, and he's just mad at the whole situation and how he can't fucking perform when he wants to. That sounds weird, oddly sexual. No, he's trying to sell Winnebagos, and he just can't fucking do it. He can't fucking do it. I probably should have put a call out, a shout out. I'll put a shout out. I'll edit this out. Okay. But thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time on the OC Pokemon Podcast. Oi, oi, oi.
Thank you for listening. The audio quality will improve, and thank you for your patience with these earlier recordings. We ask you to please rate the podcast and leave reviews for Matthew and the gang, and we'd love to hear from any of you who listens to us frequently. Please share the podcast with your friends, and again, thank you for listening, and we hope to see you next time on the OC Pokemon Podcast.